local, international news, and sport. Tune in to News Sponge and Diamond 88.7 FM. The News Sponge, all about the news.
All right, the time is 9 o'clock. A very wonderful morning to you, and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is News Sponge, a news and current affairs compilation of topical story headlines making the rounds. I am your host, Nedu Okorie. You're welcome. In the headlines this morning, you have my full backing to crush criminals, President Tinubu tells acting IGP Disu. In IG, Disu declares zero tolerance for corruption and to impunity. Wage arrears, Labour issues Friday ultimatum to federal government. President Tinubu to Senate, amend constitution for state police now. Okorie confronts Umahi at force headquarters over death claim. Fintiri's defection looms as Adamawa Speaker 15 orders quit PDP. Governor Fintiri condemns attack on Adamawa communities. APC sets up 2026 National Convention subcommittees. A rep asks acting IG to probe attack on Obi's convoy. Do attack, PDP slams Okpebolo over threats, intimidation of opposition. INEC to release revised 2027 election timetable following new electoral act. Kwara Court declares lawmaker suspension unconstitutional. NSCDC arrests 12 suspected illegal immigrants in Kwara. Lautech mourns as 6 nursing students die in road crash. And moving on to the foreign scene, Iran, US set to hold talks as Trump threatens force imposes sanction. Brazil suspends cocoa bean imports from Ivory Coast. Guinea detains 16 Sierra Leone soldiers over border dispute. 11 South African men allegedly tricked into fighting in Ukraine return. Moving into the world of sport, Osimhen nets decisive goal as Galatasaray eliminates Juventus. FIBA Women's World Cup qualifier, D Tigress head coach Wakama unveils provisional squad. And there you have it. Those are the major headlines making the rounds this morning. It was compiled and edited by Adeyemi Adewale. My name is Nedu Okorie. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 0912-929-4332. You can also call 090-7722-7120. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have an in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories. Don't forget that you can also follow us by logging on to any of Diamond FM online platforms on www.diamondfm.net, or keep up to date via all our social media pages. We'll be right back.
The sounds, the vibes, good talking, conversations. You can have it all on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. Diamond 88.7 FM, we've got you.
Major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at this other countries taking it, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
For my business too much. They just too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. I don't want to kill us for Nigeria. Please, so help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
And the government, how can you hold in the mean? It's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, today is the 26th day in the month of February 2026. Welcome to another interesting edition of Diamond Breakfast Show, where we serve you hot and trending issues from the national dailies. All right, on this program, what we do is we amplify the voices of the people. We discuss issues that are trending from the national dailies. And this morning, we'll be discussing two important topics. We'll be taking a look at the claims of planned assassination of Peter Obi when he went to Edo State, when he paid a visit to Edo State. And there have been various reactions trailing from this occurrence, from his party, from oppositions, as well as from the government. We'll be taking a look at all this and what this means for, political vulnerability and political tolerance. And from there, we'll move on to our second conversation. We'll be taking a look at the resignation of the IGP, Egbetokun, and the expectations of the new acting IGP, Mr. Tunji Disu. We'll be taking a look at some of the areas of expectation, what we are expecting from the new acting IG, as he has been instructed to, not to double down on the achievements of Mr. Egbetokun. All right, before our guest walks into the studio, we'll be discussing these issues. First, let's take a look at the first topic. And as we are having our conversation, you can be dropping your comments via WhatsApp on 0913-655-6952 or 0913-655-6864. All right, concerns have been raised over political safety and democratic tolerance following the reported assassination attempt during the recent visit of Mr. Peter Obi to Edo State, and the incident which occurred on Tuesday has sparked nationwide debate. And it was reported that gunmen allegedly attacked a gathering attended by Obi, as well as the former APC national chairman, that's talking about John Oyegun, and other political stakeholders in Benin City. And according to the narration of the former governorship candidate, that's the former Labour Party governorship candidate, Olumide Akpata, in Edo State, he has now joined the ADC. He said that he and Obi separately received intelligence about an alleged assassination attempt on their lives. Well, there have been various condemnations regarding this. Amnesty International have criticized the attack, and they described the incident as part of a troubling pattern of attacks that is targeted at opposition members in various parts of the country. The government have also reacted. Yes, the government of Edo State has reacted to this incident as well as to the claims of the former Labour Party governorship candidate, that's Olumide Akpata. Let's take a listen to the statement of the Commissioner for Information in Edo State, that's talking about Mr. Kazim Afegbai. February, yes, that's his name. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
There were also issues that snowballed into this on Monday. There were crises of the party on Monday at the residence of Chiboyego when some complained that they were locked out of a particular meeting, comprising leaders of the party from Edo South. And to that extent, we saw the kind of altercations, insult, anger, and tempers that were freely on display. What happened in Edo should be located within the ambit of ADC, one factional group of the ADC versus another faction of the ADC. You see, I wouldn't concede to Akpata's position because largely Akpata doesn't stay in Benin. He stays in Lagos. And he's been coming to Benin and going back without molestation, even though we are aware that his political status is that of opposition. We don't quarrel with people coming to criticize us. We are working. We are doing what we can do based on the promise we made, in seeking the mandate of those people during the elections. And so, to a very large extent, we are good with opposition. But the point must be made that, you see, part of the reason why the governor made a statement in July last year, to the extent that anytime Obi wants to come to Edo, he should please inform the state government. People misinterpreted it. But because it's a politically exposed presence, we expect that he will extend the courtesy of informing the government of the day. Anything can happen. You remember the one of July that there was a crisis at St. Philomena where he went to make donation. And there were all kinds of news flying around here and there. And we are saying that, okay, fine, if that is the case, give us the responsibility of you being our liability. When you are coming, inform us. We'll provide you additional vehicles. We'll give you protocol. They will receive you at the airport, take you to where you are.
All right, you just listened to the voice of Mr. Kazim Afebwa, the Commissioner for Information in Edo State, reacting on behalf of the government. And he said a lot in this reaction. But let's discuss this issue this morning. I'm being joined by a senior journalist and the assistant news editor of Vanguard newspaper and also the correspondent in Kwara State, Mr. Demola Akinyemi. You're welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Let's discuss this morning. Let's talk about this incident, the reaction of the government, and what this means for political stability, public safety, and governance in Nigeria. Does this mean that political actors are becoming vulnerable by the day? And what does this say about the guarantee of democratic participation without fear?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank the listeners for having me again this morning.
You're welcome.
See, we are come again to the critical moments in Nigeria's democratic history. And the security has a lot to do now. Because, everything still still within the ambit of providing security for everyone.
Yes.
Particularly at a period when an opposition, so to say, passive opposition is coming to space, there must be adequate provisions for them.
Yeah.
And of course, that should be level playing ground for everybody. Nigeria is for everybody.
Yes.
Whether you're on government or not, you still live one day. So the issue is located within the security system. What have they done, particularly the police command in Edo and other security agencies in the state? What have they done? They need to interrogate them with the development in Edo State over this attack that we are talking about. Because if the security is not coming up with their responsibility, then we are doomed. So, and the security will not be seen to be taking sides in this kind of situation. Life is not, there's no spare part for life. As long as the politicians have done the needful.
Yes.
We are coming to the state, allow the security agencies, this is what I'm coming to do. They should provide the necessary security for the protection of the politician and whoever that are coming with them.
Okay.
But if you're having a case of attack, then the security should be held liable. Because people should be arrested and interrogated. Who sent you? Why are you attacking such a person? So it shouldn't be a case of locating the attack within the political system with this, that. But we should hold the security agencies, we should hold them responsible, accountable for what happened in those states.
So you are saying that the security agency in the state should be liable for what occurred?
They should.
Not even the government?
No. Should.
Remember what the governor said the last time this kind of incident occurred, when Peter Obi visited around June or July last year. He said, when coming back to the state, you need to inform us. And according to what the government is saying, that it seems as though trouble follows Peter Obi wherever he goes. But it seems this is particular to Edo State. Doesn't this have some kind of political coloration?
No, that's similar to wrong. We don't have the state police yet. We still have a federal controls police.
Yes.
So that statement was wrong. The
statement of the government.
Yes, it was wrong. If we oblige him, inform him that was coming, that's just out of courtesy. The government cannot guarantee protection of life and protection of anybody coming to the state. It is the duty of the police. Another allied security agencies in the state, because we see, I still running. In the day we pass state security constitution, that is when we know that all the security are under the rules and caprices of the governor, but not yet.
All right. Thank you so much for your submission, Mr. Akinyemi. We'll still talk about this particular topic and take a look at various angles to it. But first, we have to take a breather. We have to go on a commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. And for those who are just joining us this morning, we're taking a look at the claims of the planned assassination attempt of Mr. Peter Obi when he visited Edo State. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Madam Matron, now so you go, they look me as I they carry this my RN certificate up and down without upgrading it like you, Abi.
Nurse Titi, I don't tell you, say Nurse Lara. They do distance learning. Oh, Thomas Adeomi University, she they work. She go still they go school online. Very soon, make I tell you, she go get her BSc nursing and leave you behind.
Alele, make I go register sharp. Tell all my friends too. This is a big opportunity for all my nursing friends.
Now so, for just 200,000 naira per session, you set fit get BSc nursing for Thomas Adeomi distance learning. For more inquiries, call the number 0803 357 8369 or call 090 231 30170 or visit our website at www.tau.edu.ng.
ìkùnfẹ̀ burúkú àti inú kíkọ́ ní ogun tó dára tó kò yẹ ká jẹun kó má lè digest o. eré sálátì aláti àtayọ nínú bá ti ń kan mí tètè gbé relief food comfort ilé àlàbí ẹgbẹ̀wẹ̀ mi tètè gbé. Gasco antacid, Gasco antacid, ilé-iṣẹ́ Fixing Healthcare PLC ló ń ṣe Gascol, fast relief full comfort.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond887FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
All right, you're welcome back from that commercial break. You're still listening to Diamond Breakfast Show on your Shining Supreme station. And this morning, we're taking a look and assessing the alleged assassination attempt of Mr. Peter Obi when he visited Edo State on Tuesday. Well, currently, the position of the government and also of the security operatives is that investigation is still being carried out, and normally we shouldn't conclude on this issue, but what we're trying to do is to assess what went wrong and what various parties should have done in situations like this. And I'm still speaking with the assistant news editor of Vanguard newspaper and also the Kwara State correspondent, Mr. Demola Akinyemi. Now, there are many people who will say that yes, opposition is very important for democracy, but taking a look at this kind of scenario, you've stated that what the governor said the last time in terms of getting permission before visiting the state was wrong. But you also said that the security operatives in the state should have been on ground to provide security, adequate security. Now, what should be the modus operandi in issues like this when someone, a political figure, is visiting a state should there be a letter ahead to inform the police that we are coming, or does the dissemination of information, the jingles and all that, are they enough to alert the police?
No, they can never be enough. If you are a key figure, like Peter Obi, if he's coming to a state or any state for that matter, not even Obi, anybody in that caliber, there should be formal documentations with the appropriate security authorities in the state. There must be. Now, as it happens like this, it should be branding those letters around. These are the documents that was given approval. I was given approval to come. Because if the security of the state was not, conducive for him to be invited to the place, they won't allow him to come. And that is where the security system comes in. If he writes appropriately about a month or two to the time is coming, that I'm coming to a place, they will look, the security will look at the environment, if it's conducive for him. Whether it's conducive or not, they will also provide adequate security for him. Because ordinarily, the Nigerian political system is volatile. So they know the kind of environment they have in that space, and of course, there's freedom of movement. Anybody can go to anywhere he likes in Nigeria. So this should ensure that the environment is conducive for him, and they should provide adequate security for him before coming around. So this issue that has landed now, it means that something is wrong. The issue of radio jingles, it can never be enough. It can never. It cannot be formalized. No, they can never. It must be formalized. But now, since it has happened now, we should be on this age. They should be presenting people with the approval I got from the CP. This approval I got that I was coming and I was asked to come. So we are learning every day, but it's not enough to just take things for granted. That I can freely move anywhere. I can go anywhere. I just go and do it. Go and do this that, and you just think that is enough. No, look at even simple people going around on the street. We provide security for them. To talk less of a big caliber of a big person that could come.
Now, we're talking about provision of making security available. Who should be in charge? Is it the security operatives or the opposition leaders themselves? Because if you're saying this, are we saying that there should be a special security framework for opposition figures?
No, I think that's why we're also talking about the logistics on the ground. The security operatives in the state, even at the level of the police, the DSS, the civil defense, do they have enough logistics? Do they have enough manpower? Basically, it rests on the Nigerian police. The Nigerian police should provide adequate security. They know the number of manpower they should need, and they know where to cover to ensure that that there's no breakdown of law and order when it comes around. So it rests squarely on the Nigerian police and possibly this Nigerian security and civil system when comes in that state.
All right. Shortly we'll be taking reactions. The number to drop your message is 09136556864. Now, political violence is something that discourages the citizens to come out to vote. It encourages voter apathy. And ahead of 2027, this is not the kind of situation that Nigerians actually want. But taking a look at the statement of the Commissioner for Information in Nedu State, it made mention of something. He said that the factions, not just the factions in ADC, but Peter Obi left Labour Party to ADC. There were factions where he left. Now coming to ADC, he's claiming that there are also factions in the ADC, and this might have, resulted in the violence that occurred on Tuesday. And he also mentioned that on Monday, there were some wranglings at the residence of John Oyegun in Edo State. Now, how would you react to this?
Yes, Mr. Afegwa is a very smart aleck, No, that was just a political statement, And of course, I want to look at it from the point of view that if you are saying that, either direct or indirectly, you're also ripping up popularity for Obi in a way.
You mean his statements?
Yes, because if you think the division in ADC is what has caused, the attack.
Yes.
The attack on Obi. Can we locate that within the system of the state itself? What is the relationship between the state and Obi before now? There was no signal to that effect. So if you are saying that as a politician, as the spokesperson of the state government, that can be located. Okay, we are just looking for a way to excuse the state from the attack. You know, but like I said earlier, the onus lies on the police, on the security agencies. Like I said, until the National Assembly passed this state the State Police Act, then we cannot hold the state government responsible. For if the State Police Act has approved now, we can hold the state government responsible.
Okay.
But the IG, thank God for the new IG.
Yes.
The IG should be held responsible in that instance because the CP should have come away in and ensure that there's no breakdown. If people are arrested now or are interrogated, then we can now start locating them within these statements of Mr. February that these are the people that are arrested. If they don't make any arrests in this kind of thing, then it's as good as gone. But if you arrest suspects, that these are the people that attack.
Yes.
So we can only arrest when the police are on ground. When the police are not around, people will come and attack and they will go away. So that is where we are talking about the importance of the security in this system. Because people can just invade, attack, and they will go away. Unless, of course, maybe individually people have private security agencies to ward off any attack on the personalities. That is even a different ballgame altogether.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Akinyemi, for your submission. You're still listening to Diamond Breakfast Show. Let's take reactions. 09136556952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please.
Good morning, sir. More wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great mercy to all of us. Prophetess Ayodele speaking from Airport Ilorin.
Thank you.
You know, Nigeria is a great country that we are reach a level that we can have to stand target for this security. But only what is happening in our nation is that corruption. Because we're supposed to have some equipment to tackle all these insurgencies. But with the help of God and the new IG, we believe that he will deliver well. Mr. Toji Jisu and all the security agents, tired, not tired, they will join hands together to perform well for Mr. President Senor. And Mr. Obi speaking about that this is practicing for president now. The man must wait for his time. He must wait for his time.
All right, thank you so much, Prophetess Ayodele, for your submission. All right, this morning we're talking about safety of public office holders in Nigeria ahead of 2027. This message is from Femi from Asadam. It says, good morning, Mazio Dogo. Concerning the reported attack on Peter Obi, it's one of the major concerns of national insecurity challenge, which needs to be addressed seriously. About the resignation of the former IG is just being diplomatic. Sometimes silence is best to secure one's life and safety. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
I'm Alaji calling.
Alaji Tayo, you're welcome.
I want to speak as a security expert who is experienced. Ordinarily, if anybody, a political responsible is visiting a state, it behoves that person to get the government involved and the security agencies. Even not necessarily the opposition. When those that are even in government, when you are coming to visit a state, that will campaign or for any rally, you get to inform the police, the civil defense, and the state government. The government remains the chief security officer of the state, while the security agencies are to complement this effort. So if you are coming to the state, you need to arrive yourself. That's the language. You arrive yourself, you get government there. If for any reason there's a security report that will not make your visit to be conducive, you will be told. And that was an experience we had when I was in Abia State. The APC people were coming to Abia State for a rally. And one of the main APC man in Abia, we have received intelligence on him prior to the time this working. When they came and they said they were coming for a rally, we advised them that for your own interest, let the person not be around in that rally because this is intelligence we have received on him. That's the sense of, that. Then Peter Obi, I'm very sorry to say this, my own personal opinion, from his trajectory, is somebody who likes to play to the gallery. You have visited the state before, and you have been advised that anytime you come to the state, only let the government be aware. The necessary security will be provided for you. But you never did that. And now you are coming up that your life is there's an attempt on your life. If you make that report, you got that intelligence, you didn't report to any portal, you be aware of the situation. You never did. Now you are now saying that there was an attempt on your life, then the onus of proof lies with him. Is to come out to prove to the world that actually there was an attempt on his life. All these shenanigans, it will not be good for us. If you are coming to a state as a big man, as a political responsible, do the needful. You see, in Nigeria, the opposition see the incumbent as their enemies. That will be the case. If you are coming to the state, you have to let the state government be here. Not minding the fact that you are in the opposition.
Thank you so much, Alaji Taye. Your point is well noted. This message, Kolade Ayinde from Amsterdam says, Peter Obi should inform the governor and security agencies anytime he wants to visit any state in Nigeria. The Peter Obi is no longer an ordinary presidential candidate, and he should map out red spots and take appropriate precaution. We're in the season of political drama where politicians are magicians and they can do anything to attract patronage, including near-miss incidences. If you are not a politician, please stay away from their gatherings. Life has no duplicate. All right, thank you for that message. Okay. All right, this message is quite lengthy. I'll just take part of it. It says, good morning, Nedu. I think it is too early to accuse anyone or party for being responsible for the attack, since no one has been arrested yet. There is a serious infighting in the ADC in Edo State. Oyego has factionalized the party to the extent of locking out some members of the party and prevented them from having access to attend a meeting. ADC should carry out a thorough in-house examination. To me, there was no reason for such attack. But, okay, well, we have not alleged, we have not confirmed if it is the APC. Thank you so much, Elder Yemi Ashaju, for your contribution. We have to go on a commercial break. When we come back, we will continue with your messages and we'll also move on to our second conversation. We'll be taking a look at the appointment of Mr. Tunji Disu as the acting IGP. All right, and also the clarification of the federal government that Mr. Egbetokun did not or was not sacked. He resigned voluntarily. This is still Diamond Breakfast Show. I'll be right back.
The Independent National Electoral Commission will resume the recently suspended nationwide continuous voter registration exercise to register eligible citizens who have never registered before or turned 18 after the last registration exercise. From Monday, 5th of January 2026, intending registrants can visit the INEC voter registration portal on www.cvr.inecnigeria.org to pre-register online, book an appointment, and complete the process by walking into any INEC office nearest to them to capture their fingerprints and photographs. Please be informed that all those who pre-registered online during the first phase of the CVR can still complete their registration during the second phase. INEC state and local government area offices nationwide will also be open for persons who wish to register physically. Previously registered voters who wish to transfer their registration, apply for replacement of lost or damaged PVCs, or correct their personal information in the register of voters can do so within this period. Remember, multiple registration is an offense and offenders will be prosecuted. This message is brought to you by the Independent National Electoral Commission.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
You're welcome back from that commercial break. You're still listening to Diamond Breakfast Show. All right, still taking reactions from our previous conversation. This one says the attack on Obi, we have to take caution how we focus on the ruling party. From reliable information, ADC in Edo has factions and it could be an in-house problem. This is from Isa Mohammed from Ilorin. He's also asking, is it, based on what the guest said, is it necessary to, or is it not necessary to inform the state governor if a public figure like Obi is entering the state? Why do we call them the chief security officer of the state? All right. Thank you so much. Well, I think we have addressed that before. Francis from Ulunlade says, I am disappointed at, okay. All right. Thank you. For everyone is entitled to his or her own opinion. Just make your contributions and let there be peace. Israel from Tanka says, I disagree. Okay. All right. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello. All right. Let's move on to our second conversation. Let's take a look at the resignation of Mr. Egbetokun. The presidency has clarified that Mr. Egbetokun was not sacked, but he resigned voluntarily due to personal family reasons. And after the president accepted his resignation, he approved the appointment of Acting Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu, with immediate effect. I'm talking about Tunji Disu. He was actually in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department in Lagos, where he headed the Rapid Response Department or Rapid Response Squad of Lagos State, and is actually meant to steer the affairs of the police force, particularly in view of the prevailing security challenges that is going on across the country. But talking about expectations from the acting IG, let's take a listen to what he had to say and what Egbetokun also had to say.
We let them know that the area of impunity is over. I will ensure that I train them and encourage them to ensure they follow human rights. I will ensure that they know that I will try to follow a regime of zero tolerance to corruption. And most importantly, I'm going to drum it into them that we can never succeed without the cooperation of members of the public.
My advice to him again is that he knows all those things we've been doing together, restructuring our intelligence coordination, improving interagency deployment model, dismantling several criminal syndicates. I'm sure he's going to continue to do that. And improving our intelligence response mechanisms. I have so much confidence that he will surpass what I have done.
All right, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun and Mr. Tunji Disu reacting or making statements after the appointment of Mr. Disu. Well, he mentioned being accountable and ensuring that the operations are modern and professional, and also to ensure that they uphold human rights. That is very important. Now, let's take a look at the appointment of Mr. Tunji Disu. What, particularly to you, what do you think are some of the expectations from Mr. Tunji Disu? I don't want us to dwell on the controversy regarding the resignation of Mr. Egbetokun. He has resigned. Let's look forward. What are some of the expectations and some of the things you think he should come and do in the Nigerian police force? Some decays that you think is going on in the force?
Thank you very much. Let me first and foremost commend the new IG in town.
Okay.
For the appointment. Plus or minus, that has come to stay.
Yes.
But I just want to say this, within the ambit of our Nigerian appointment system,
okay.
When you have to forcefully retire senior officers before you place another officer in a place like this, it also has a consequence. Because for me, when there's a hierarchy means there are superiority in terms of experience, in terms of performance, in terms of delivery. So if you are not putting somebody is far below, ahead of people that are competent, that are seniors, then it will also have its own backlash in a way. That's just as a matter of logic. But plus or minus, I congratulate this that God has ordained that it should be the IG for this period.
Okay.
And of course, there are a lot of things to do. Talking about corruption, fine. This is a serious one that he has to look into. I don't know how he's going to fight that, because it's a cancer that is seriously ravaging the police system. And of course, the human rights, of course, that is also a very, very serious one. At a period we are also looking forward to an election in the next couple of months now. So he has to, as somebody who has also been in the system, he has to make a difference now, because it's coming at a critical time. That people, that so many issues will be coming up and he has to weigh in with his experience and be affirmative, irrespective of whether the party is a ruling party or they're an opposition party. He has to weigh in as an officer who is in charge of the country, not in charge of a political party now. And of course, like the retired IJ Betoko has said, he has studied, he has understudied so many things. Like I said, the way we did it together. Of course, you know the way they did it together during the tenure of Betoko. So he should also make a difference.
Yes.
Betoko has gone for good. He should make a difference at this Tunde Bisu's period.
Yes.
And I have to make my mark and put myself in the history of Nigeria. That I'm somebody that has come and gone and I've done my best. I've done my best to make impact. Positive impact for that matter, because like I said, it's coming at a time that Nigeria might even be there for the election period. So the competence, its capacity will be seriously interrogated, going by so many incidents and happenings that will be coming up now. Like for instance, I want to say that in some of the communities now, the communities that have been ravaged by kidnappings and terrorism, some of them don't have police.
Outposts.
They don't have police outposts, So we're talking about having more manpower, more equipment. A lot of things need to be done to, to make Nigerians safer for everybody.
All right, still talking about community policing. In Lagos State, security experts have, commended the achievements of Mr. Disu. They cited the Rapid Response Squad under Disu, which was like a benchmark of professional community policing in Lagos State, especially during the NSAS period, where he distinguished himself with, a people-focused strategy, policing strategy, where he had to respond rapidly to victims of, that were injured, protesters that were injured during that time. That was like the peak of the achievement of his career. But let's talk about community policing. You made mention of state policing right now. And the president has also instructed the Senate to assent to expedite the passage of that bill immediately and ensure that our state police comes to force. But I want you to speak on state policing in Nigeria and the importance of having a state police and how you think it will come on board under Mr. Disu.
Yes, thank you very much. You see, Mr. Disu has a good track record in Lagos.
Yeah.
And we have read it since his appointment, But Lagos is just one part of Nigeria, one state out of 36 states of the Federation. So he has to do more, looking at, the expansion of Nigeria being a big place for him to operate.
Yes.
He has to leverage on his tactics and, experience in Lagos to do that. And doing that across the country requires a lot of stamina for him. Because if you have to replicate what happened in Lagos, in Kano, in Sokoto, so it needs a lot of energies to do all of that. Because he did that in Lagos, one state. And of course, NSAS period was a period that is also where a lot of Nigerians gathered from all over the country to, execute that agenda. So it was a good tragedy for him.
Yeah.
But like I said, he needs a lot of energies and a lot of cooperation, of course, too, from the cities across the country to, do some of this. What he needed, he has gotten by what he did in Lagos. So, but he has to build on, consolidate on that with the cooperation of the CPs across the state to replicate that across the states of the Federation.
All right. Despite the fact that I don't want us to dwell on Egbetokun's tenure, but quickly, in just 2 to 3 minutes, let's quickly assess his tenure in terms of fighting corruption, in terms of criminal crackdown. On a scale of probably 1 to 10, how would you assess him?
I don't think he did his best. He was in Kwara.
Yes.
He did his best within the limited capacity that were available to him. Of course, we could see he mentioned that he will fight corruption within the police system. I cannot remember how well he did that. But in terms of remuneration, in terms of rehabilitation of the police structures, in terms of body of the police, I think he did excellently well. He did very, very well in that aspect. I think I saw that and I read that in many social media platforms.
Okay.
But in terms of fighting the corruption within the police system, I don't think that has happened because we witness that almost on a daily basis.
All right, let's take reactions from our listeners at home. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning. Yes, please. Good morning. You're welcome.
What does that politics without bitterness? That's the only thing that I say was. For politics bitterness is totally bad. And what happened is that let us respect the command of God Almighty, who does that thou shalt not kill. Look at me now. All the presidents, Nedu, they are one. Look at me now.
All right.
Can the poor compared to black? Not at all. Come on, be taken. You see, new things softly. When we leave this one, that's the end.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin, for your contribution. Prophetess Ayodele says, well, we have listened to both of their reactions. Greetings to the former IG and congratulations to the new IG, wishing him the ability to perform well and the area he wants to face for us, okay? I think in the area of corruption and sound safety, you should look into that very well. Congratulations to Mr. Disu. Thank you so much. All right. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Dr. Okorie.
All right, you're live. Quickly. Thank you.
I want to talk on the appointment of the police IG.
All right, go ahead.
So it's supposed not to be a political appointment. So police IG is supposed to be appointed by the police service commission. The reason is that when police IG are appointed by the politicians like this, how can it be easy for the police to take that action on the politicians when the politicians are committing crimes? The police IG will always be sincere and loyal and not a due respect to the politicians that appointed to the duty. That was the answer this morning.
All right. Very important. Thank you so much, Dr. Larry Okiki, for your contribution. I think we need to address this in terms of the modus operandi of appointment. Yes, we have the Ministry of Police Affairs. Yes. We have the Police Service Commission. Yes. And I think the ministry should be in charge of welfare and the rest. What about the Police Service Commission? What is their responsibility?
That was what I said earlier.
Yeah.
You know, when police officers are promoted to a particular cadre, it's based on performance, it's based on competence.
Yes.
Are you getting it? And that is what the man the last speaker said, you know. So if you're not putting somebody is below or ahead of somebody, you know, who are senior officers. In this case, we have like maybe 8 or 9 senior officers that are above the senior district. You know, so you now look at it that, okay, this is a political appointment. And of course, you have also sabotaged competence. Because obviously, people that are ahead of him must be very, very experienced than him, must be competent at doing this within the system. You know, and of course, if you're also looking at, okay, let us look at the seniority, the certain aspect of it. You need that the next person to at the peak of the career will have performed excellently better. There's nothing you cannot take that away from what we're talking about.
Now, let's look at the implication. Now, does this mean that if someone like the IGP is appointed by the president or by the government, does this mean that when issues that are against the government rises up or arises, does this mean that the IGP might look away?
No, you see, it's a simple logic. It's a very simple logic. We cannot come and now try to colorate it.
Yes.
We cannot colorate it. We have talked about 8 senior officers ahead of 20 days that have to go by fire by force. They have to leave the service. And we are talking about that now. Now somebody is below them in terms of hierarchy, 7, 8. Being appointed ahead of, you know, people that are senior officers. Definitely we have to talk about loyalty in this place. He has to be loyal, 100% loyal, because he has to, you know, reward that system. The system that put him above for that.
You have to reward it.
There's nothing you can talk, there's nothing you can take away from that. It's not the same. You have to reward it.
All right. We are on the same page. This one says the new IGP, Mr. Tunji Disu, needs to do more work because there is a lot of challenge in the country. I need to quickly find ways, and he needs to quickly find ways to stop insecurity. Thank you so much, Sakaoni Muritala, for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Nedu.
Yes, please. Good morning.
Good morning, Martin Nedu.
Am I speaking with Officer Matthew?
Yes, I was delighted.
You're welcome.
You know, on the issue of appointment of party,
Yes.
it's very clearly the president. It can appoint from AIG, that's the minimum. You know, and strategy and the rest. You know, when you are climbing the ladder, when you get to some certain stage, you will be dropping order for the other because of the zone where they come from. 20D2 with the rest of those CDIG, they are mates. They are all 1992 intake. So, but in the process, when they want to shoot a senior from one zone, they would have to for security. Those DIG, none of them today, they are all mates. They are in 1992. Again, for the operation, like you just said, Lagos is just a state in Nigeria. But you know, with all this, the men need to be you know how much they are government paying police. We are talking of corruption. If you want to fight corruption, you just have to take care of the welfare.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Officer Mutiu, for that submission. Elder Yemi Ashaju says the appointment of the IGP is at the discretion of the president. It is an appointment for one that can be held in trust. Regionalism should be out of it. All right. Kolade Aide from Asadam says security personnel who are stressed should be allowed to disengage. They should, security is a serious job that requires decorum, decency, fitness, performance, and a public servant should be a model of decorum, decency, fitness, and performance. All right, thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Shegun from Jerry.
You're welcome, Shegun.
I want to talk on the IG resignation.
Please, go ahead.
In this country, it's not easy for that, like an officer, so to just resign like that if there's no pressure. So it's just like he had that the president resign. Nigeria, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not possible. So that such must resign under pressure. That is one. Then two, the new one, I congratulate the new one that was talking about corruption. Corruption can't be fight by mouth. So they have to, the welfare of police is very, very important. That is to them three. And then Mr. New IT must introduce new system. So they should forget all the old system they are using in the police. So they should introduce new system because we are in the 2026 century. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Keep it coming. All right, we have a few minutes left to round off on the program. This one says, good morning to you in the studio. Before we can get it right in this country, many things needs to be changed in our constitution. The power given to the president is too much. Is the one to choose INEC chairman, IGP, and other top officers. Tell me how we are going to get free and fair election in this country. They should allow all parastatals to vote within themselves in selecting leaders. This is from Chief Fadik Bear from Yakuba. Mr. Peter from Tanker says, good morning, Diamond FM. Under DISU, police operatives okay. All right, police operatives should lose their focus on extortion and corruption, all right? Point well noted. Issa Mohammed says, please, let's put the record straight. It is not by force. The senior officers should resign. It is not in police law. All right. Your point is well noted. All right, let's call it a day this morning. Mr. Kiyemi, quickly give us your final thoughts on the program. I will call it a day.
My final thought on the program this morning is about the issue of fighting against corruption, particularly within the police system.
Yeah.
It's not all about, like one of the speaker said, it's not all about increasing the welfare of the police. It's about changing the orientation. But there's no amount of money that will not up to their salaries and all that can take away that corruption, because it's like it's within the system. So they must reorientate them, not only police anyway.
Yeah.
Across the social system. There's no amount of money that you have other than for it to be contented with whatever the government has rewarded with, because every other person also within the system, they're also taking their own salaries and they're contented with it. So you cannot be taking the advantage of Nigerian masses because on the streets, because on one side, and we are now extorting them. So they need to change their orientation for them to be comfortable with whatever the government is giving them.
Thank you so much for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you for having
We hope to have you some other time.
Thank you.
All right, to everyone who participated in this conversation this morning, thank you so much. Let's continue the conversation wherever we are, and also let's continue the conversation tomorrow. My name remains Nedu Okorie. Have a wonderful day.
Diamond 88.7 FM.